Hooker takes a knee again, and this time he may not get up. He thinks he's broken his hand, and it is over. Virgil Ortiz Jr., the future has arrived at 147 pounds.
That's it.
It looks like his elbow is dislocated.
Was that confirmed? I need to check Twitter. It's been several hours since the fight.
How powerful are Virgil Ortiz Jr.'s body punches to dislocate an elbow like that?
That was the toughest test of Virgil Ortiz's career, and he aced it.
So once again, for those who didn't watch my last video on Sinesa Super Bad Estrada, I fell asleep during her fight. Even though I woke up during the ending of this, I said, fuck it, the fight's over. Let me go back to sleep and wake up and cover it later on. So here we are, about, 4 or 5 hours after the fight, 4:27 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, Sunday, March the 21st, 2021. I'm TstreeT Controversy with FightView360.com. Virgil Ortiz is the goods, 22 years old, but he's just not really there yet. You see what I'm saying? And he's creeping up towards being the 147-pound mandatory for Terrence Bud Crawford. Will he be ordered to be the mandatory, or will he be ordered to fight a final eliminator to be the mandatory? Remains to be seen. Bud Crawford has no, here's his promoter, Oscar De La Hoya. Bud Crawford has no real reason to fight, unless he's ordered to fight him, Virgil Ortiz, right now. Will the money be there? He seems to have a nice Mexican following, Virgil Ortiz. And it's growing. This took place in Fort Worth, Dallas. Dickies Arena, never heard of it. Is it by, did it used to be called something else? Somebody let me know. Overall, a pretty nice card. I enjoyed it. We lost the Pablo Cesar Cano fight that was supposed to be on there. Sinesa Super Bad Estrada had defeated Annabelle Ortiz to capture a WBA 105-pound minimum weight title. I can fast forward. I'm watching on the zone, but what we're going to do is, since we're late, we're going to actually let this play through real time. So what I'm going to do is, actually, I'm going to pause right here, and you're going to see me take a jump cut, because I don't know why. Well, for one, I didn't watch the fight. Even though I knew the results, I didn't know that Maurice Hooker probably hurt his hand. So let me go see what's going on with that. Jump cut. Oh, okay. I did a little bit of research. We're back. You're going to like this. Let's listen to the post-fight interview. Oh, wait, I can't. Hold up. Let's listen to the post-fight interview. Oh, here's some highlights.
Hooker Jr. Excuse me, with
Hold on,
Hooker,
let's watch
but
it
was
again.
that
Hold
body
on.
shot.
I'm pulling it up.
What a body shot right there.
Was it the body shot and he blamed it on the hand?
Or his elbow?
Weird.
Looked like a right hand landed wrong and it snapped his own elbow, but it was those body shots as well that he kept blocking. He was absorbing a lot of shots to the forearms and the elbows, and they took their toll.
Weird.
Jeremiah Gallegos makes it official.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's get both of the fighters.
All right, while they read the particulars, we're going to go back to it in a minute. Let's talk. So, if you don't know, Maurice Hooker has now improved to to 27, 2-3, 18 KOs. I'm not meaning the last. Second time he's been stopped. First time was against Jose Ramirez. Jose Ramirez is going to be taking on Josh Taylor to unify the 140-pound division. The winner of that also was in line to fight Terrence Crawford. And Teofimo Lopez, if he beats George Kambosos, wants to fight him. So what I've read on Twitter so far, there's no reports on what's going on with Maurice Hooker's hand or elbow or whatever. I'm not. Now, one thing I don't do is I don't say that fighters be bullshitting about injuries or whatever, because you never know. I learned that years and years ago. Let me pull up Virgil Ortiz now. Oh, wait, my bad.
See everything that he
Hold on, we missed it.
Champion, the fighting pride of Rosemary, Texas, the phenomenal Virgil Ortiz.
Virgil Ortiz is also, he got a bullshit WBA gold belt. It's not his fault.
He was phenomenal.
That the belt is
that's
bullshit.
exactly what you want to see versus a former champion in Hooker. And I look, take nothing away from Maurice Hooker. I could see everything that he learned from Bo McIntyre. He implemented. It was an exciting fight, but he's just in.
We're going to listen to the post-fight interview.
Much younger, just a straight killer in Virgil Ortiz Jr., who's ready for the big names and the big dog at 147.
Well, you know he'll be asked about it very shortly. 2 of the 3 champions are in the house here tonight. Of course, everyone wants Crawford versus Spence, but Terrence Crawford told us
Spence and Crawford
earlier on
are there.
zone, that fight's not going to happen. So if that doesn't happen, why not throw Virgil Ortiz Jr. into the mix against one of those guys?
Okay, so let's mute right there. Virgil Ortiz, 17-0 with 17 KOs, 22 years old. Big wins of his career. Now, biggest is Maurice Hooker, former 140-pound champion. The Samuel Vargas fight was a nice step up. Brad Solomon was a nice step up at that. Even so, basically, these between Mauricio Herrera, who was on his very, very last, not even last legs, last toe at that point in time, never been the same since getting robbed by Danny Garcia down in Puerto Rico. Mauricio Herrera, Antonio Orozco, Brad Solomon, Sam Vargas, Maurice Hooker. That's a nice step up. So if it's not going to be Terrence Crawford, he's on his way to fighting to be the mandatory for Terrence Crawford. My website, FightView360.com. Our rankings are up to date monthly. Wait, they're showing some more highlights over here. We're going to wait for the post-fight interviews from the fighters. From what I've read, the one from Maurice Hooker is going to be a treat. So moving down, the rankings on my website are updated monthly in accordance with the sanctioning body. So expect for rankings to be updated soon for the WBO. Let's go down to 147 pounds. Oh, wait. Interview with the champion.
To each other.
You know what?
Gold champion.
I wanted to thank him for giving me this
Not a
opportunity.
real belt.
You know, I wanted
Not
to
his
fight
fault.
at 140. You know, I felt like I could beat him, and you know what? He didn't have to take this fight. This is not to give myself a big head. I feel like I'm.
Let me rewind
I'm
back.
a problem at 147.
I don't know if it's his wrist or his elbow.
Chris Mannix is standing by with Mr. Ortiz.
Virgil, congratulations.
Hey, do me a favor. Like the video, all right? I'm not up at 4:30 for my health. Well, this is a part of my mental health treatment. I do like doing this. It does help me. But hey, take your time out. Come on, man. I don't do all this nerd shit. You know, help a brother out, all right? Take your time out. Like the video if you haven't subscribed, or dislike the video. That's your right. I don't care. I kind of do. It's good if you like the video. But if you want to dislike it, then it's your right.
You shared a moment there with Maurice Hooker. What did you say to each other?
You know what? I just want.
And no, I don't look like Ice Cube, and I don't look like Gary Coleman, and I don't look like Arius Spears. I'm tired of it. Bunch of fucking bullies, man.
I wanted to thank him for giving me this opportunity. You know, I wanted to fight at 140. You know, I felt like I could beat him, and
That's what I wanted to rewind back for. He said he wanted to fight at 140? Interesting. Let's go look real quick. I do remember he moved to 147. That's interesting. But Mo Hooker was ready to move to 147 now. We do know that. Interesting. All right. Well, whatever. Back to the interview.
and you know what? He didn't have to take this fight. This is not to give myself a big head. I feel like I'm a problem at 147. He didn't have to take this fight on his first 147 fight, but you know, I give him props.
You had said coming in this was the toughest test of your career, and it felt like we were watching the best performance of your career. How did you feel in there?
I felt like I did pretty good. You know, there's always room for improvement. Always, you know, I felt like I could have done a lot of things better. But I mean, overall, I think I did okay.
This was a knockout win for you, but this was a tough fight. You can see by the markings on your face. What was Maurice Hooker showing you early?
He was showing me that he was durable. Definitely, he could definitely take a punch. He really could. He was smart. He was trying to get around my guard. I knew what to do. What
was the game plan coming in?
The game plan coming in was just to slow him down because I knew he was going to want to box. He wouldn't want me to stay inside. I neutralized it.
You wound up finishing this fight, but during the fight, as you're landing a lot of power punches, was there a part of you thinking, look, I may have to go the distance here?
Honestly, yeah. I did think that I was going to go the distance at some point in the fight because, to be honest, the headshots weren't hurting him at all. He could take a punch. I'm not going to lie. I knew that it wasn't going to be the head, so that's when I started investing to the body.
You have said that every fight since the Mauricio Herrera fight, you have gained more confidence. What does a win like this do for you?
Definitely gives me more confidence to I believe in myself more that I'm ready for a title shot. Just whoever's willing to give me the opportunity. You know, I'm very respectful. I'm not gonna call anyone a bum. I'm not like that at all.
They in the crowd.
I respect every fighter that comes into this ring.
It just so happens that
both Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford in the crowd. I'm guessing that's what probably Chris Mannix is going to say next. Errol Spence, WBC IBF 147-pound welterweight champion. Yordenis Ugas, who is probably not there. I think he should have went. You know, it would have been nice. Especially since he's a WBA Super World Champion, elevated now, and now that Manny Pacquiao was the champion in recess. And then, of course, you have Terrence Bud Crawford, stablemate of Maurice Hooker, who is also there, and stablemate of Jamel Herring, who, aren't they fighting next week, or is it the week after? Next week, right? I'll check. We'll talk about that later.
3 pieces of the welterweight title are actually in the building tonight with Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford, both ringside. What do you have to say to them?
I don't have anything else to say. I do all my talking in the ring. Technically, I am in the ring right now, but you know what I mean, all right?
For a guy like Terrence Crawford, who does not have a fight booked next, would you like that to be your next fight?
I would love that opportunity. You know what? If I get any opportunity from anyone, then of course, and Crawford is possibly the #1 pound-for-pound boxer in the world, you know, definitely top 2. And if they give me that opportunity, I'm looking at you, bud. I'm looking at you. If you want to make this fight, and I'm more than willing to do it.
Do you believe at 22 years old, you're ready for a Terrence Crawford?
I don't care if I'm ready or not. I want that fight.
Congratulations, Virgil.
I have one more thing to say.
Did he just say, I promise you?
Ya sé que es más importante para mí. Fuck. I'm learning. I'm learning Spanish. All right, thank you.
We're going to bring in Maurice Hooker.
Before we listen to Maurice Hooker, I'm not confident that Terrence Crawford moves to 154, by the way. But if motherfucking Danny Garcia wants to move there, you know, I'm not saying he can't, but I'm not saying I'm not confident that he does. So what I'm saying is the Virgil Ortiz fight can happen. But when, and as Golden Boy, you don't really want to rush him. You know, they did lose Canelo. They do got Ryan Garcia, but I wouldn't be surprised if they lose Ryan Garcia too sometime in the future. But they got him signed up. We don't know how long. Yeah, let's listen to Mo Hooker. Oh, by the way, I think, as I was doing some research here, I think that we could possibly see Virgil Ortiz through process of elimination against maybe Castillo Clayton or Kavaliauskas in a final eliminator. That's, of course, if Terrence Crawford and Sean Porter fight, or if Terrence Crawford and Mikey Garcia both decline to fight Virgil Ortiz, or to fight to be the WBO mandatory. Right now, the WBO has not ordered Terrence Crawford to fight anybody, so process of elimination, I think it would be Kavaliauskas or this Michael McKinson dude, who I'm going to be watching, and to make sure I watch all the cards anyway. He's going to be on this weekend's career match card with Alexander Povetkin and Dylan White. He's fighting a Chris Congo. So these fights, you know, this fight is of significance, you know, especially if you're following, you know, as a Virgil Ortiz supporter. But if I was to put my money on it, I would think it would be Virgil Ortiz Jr. versus a Castillo Clayton. Is he a PBC fighter? What's going on with that? If it's a PBC fighter, then I probably don't see it, but then you never know. It could happen. But my money, if I was to bet, I would bet it would be Virgil Ortiz versus Kavaliauskas to be ordered in the final eliminator. And there are 2 promotional companies that can work together to get it done. Kavaliauskas is Top Rank. Isn't he with Aegis Klimas, too, who heavily works with Top Rank? So, yeah, there's that. Let's get back to see what Mo Hooker has to say. I hear this is going to be gold. Or red.
The challenger. Maurice, very tough fight for you. You came in with a lot of confidence. Looked like you hurt your hand there in the final round. What happened tonight?
I mean, it was a good fight. I've been out for a year. You know, it was a good fight. You know, Virgil, a good guy, a good fighter. My head's off. You know, everybody in Dallas, Texas won, baby. Dallas win here.
What went wrong for you in this fight? It looked like early you were able to land some jabs, you were able to land some combinations, but it just didn't seem like you keep the pressure off at the end.
I've been off for a year and a half. You know, I know the first round he gonna hop on me, so I had to get through the storm. The first 3 rounds, I've been all right. You see how I start getting my rhythm. But it's a good fighter, man. You know.
You've been in with many good fighters, Maurice. Where does Virgil Ortiz rank?
He's young, he up and coming, but it's levels to this. I've been there with the best. He's a good guy. He's young coming, but top 2, trying to get Terrence Crawford, I don't know.
You don't think he's ready for a Terrence Crawford?
I think he needed. He good, man. Virgil's good, but he's not ready, man. I'm being honest. I love Virgil from Dallas, man. And, you know, he's just not ready.
What does he have to do to be ready?
He got to keep taking fights, keep building himself up. He's gonna be ready. He's gonna be a world champion one day.
The final sequence. Did you go down because you hurt your hand, or did you go down because of a punch?
I hurt my hand, both at the same time. I mean, look at this replay. My hand popped. Look, I got a knot. I got a knot on my hand. Hey, and everybody booing, fuck y'all. Y'all know I'm a warrior. Fuck y'all, what's up?
Todd?
Thank you, Chris. And here comes Mighty Mo Hooker.
Oh, he want the smoke.
Table. Protect me, please, Sergio. All right, let's jump into our highlights one more time, Sergio, for what was a very, very...
He wanted the smoke. A body shot. Mo Hooker had some nice momentum going in round 5. And he got hit with some body shots, changed everything. He went back to the corner, told Bomac, what he say? He said something about that, coach, I can't breathe. Like in his voice, I don't do a very good Dallas accent. But yeah, and Bowman was like, okay, don't worry about that. Like, nigga just told you can't breathe. Fucking boxing is funny. Fucking boxing is funny. Nonetheless, it was a good fight. Great fight. Oh, well, let's go see if they showed a body shot. Hold up. Oh, all right, I got to rewind back. Damn, I should have recorded it. It was the body shots before that. Missed it. Oh, Lord. The zone's probably going to make me chop this video up. Let me stop. They're going to make me chop this joint up. It's 17 minutes now. Watch it while you can. They're probably going to make me take like 7 minutes out. This video going to be cut like a motherfucker. So listen, really no more to talk about. Nice solid card. Nice fight. Good solid day of boxing. I'm taking my ass to bed. I'm TstreeT Controversy. Well, actually, I'm not going to take my ass to bed. The dog is up. I'm TstreeT Controversy with FightView360.com. Please subscribe.